Feel good to get back out there?
Oh yeah, feels amazing. Going through the hunger drills. It's not always the funnest time, but it feels good to put the cleats back on. Tomorrow we go pads, so I'm excited for tomorrow. But it feels great.
What was that off-season program like? I mean, new strength coach, and I feel like he wants to come in and maybe make a point.
Oh yeah, no, it was difficult. It's probably one of my most challenging ones since I've been here, but it was great work. Really brought the team together. Whenever you go through hardships together as a team, it brings the team closer together. So I definitely think it was a good. We needed it, and we definitely came out better than we went in.
What is your least favorite moment of the class? Is there like a drill or set that you have?
Not even really. It's just mine is really just waking up at like 4 a.m. But because once I'm up, conditioning's conditioning. But really just waking up, getting the day started. Once the day started, I'm good to go.
More like Kelvin, who I think someone said he had to get his mind right.
Oh yeah. You got to get here an hour early. You got to get your body right. You got to get your mind right. You got to prepare yourself. You can't just wake up and go do a hunger drill. You got to prepare. You got to sleep good. You got to eat good. You got to take care of your body. So,
does it help having a DB as your coach? It seems like a seamless transition from the bowl game to now.
He's just just having that guy that's been in the NFL. He's seen it. He's done it. Just having a guy that's done it in the big time. He gives you pointers every day. Him and Bud Foster, guys like that. They always have extra pointers that you might not have never heard before. So just all the new coaching points I'm getting this spring, and every aspect he's bringing. In the meeting room. All the questions I can ask him. But he's just a great guy to go to ask any questions, and a great role model.
How aware of you of how good of a linebacker he was when he was?
I was pretty aware, but he's on the back of our linebacker room, so he got there for a reason. He's All-American, so we've watched some of his tape before. He's one of the best to ever do it, and I'm blessed to be coached by him.
Are there parts of his game that you look at and you go, hey, I'd like to do it like that?
He moves well, so I kind of look at that. He's a taller guy, so he's kind of built like me. So us taller linebackers got to move well, got to be able to play pass and run. So I definitely take parts of his game and add that to mine.
How different is it out there this year with new coordinator, new scheme, a lot of new faces on the
defensive
side?
It's definitely different, but each and every day is a process. Each and every day we get 1% better. So just learning the playbook. Just the more reps you like anything, the more reps you do, the better you can get at it. So it's only day 2 right now. We're still getting through some hiccups, some corrections, but it's always gonna get better. That's how every spring is. So I'm excited. All the new guys out here, like I said earlier, built a great bond. So I'm excited to see what the new guys do. We got pads tomorrow, so we're really going to see a true abilities and how everyone plays out there. But I'm very pleased with everybody here and all the guys here. They want to be here and they're happy to be here, and they just came here to work. So
does the scheme feel drastically different than what it was before? Or is there some carryover that makes it easier to pick it up?
There's a little bit mix of everything. I wouldn't say it's too close or too far. It's just a little mix of everything. Just being able to watch the NFL tape, watch the NFL guys do it, what's his name, Kendricks, watching Kendricks being able to do the same position I'm doing, just being able to do that stuff, you can watch how they do it in the league, how they approach stuff. So whenever you're doing all that type of stuff, helps you read things faster. It's a good little role model, good little picture to look at.
Are you a Mike? Do they still call you a Mike?
Right now they're calling me a Will. But the Will is more kind of like a Mike role. But they're both Mike and the Will. They're both heavy communication, similar spots. So it's just a mix of everything. Wherever they need me right now.
How interchangeable are those spots? I assume it's you and Caleb because that's kind of how the season finished out there. Are you working one or the other, or is it just kind of stick at one spot?
Right now I'm sticking one spot. I'm trying to learn. We're still trying to learn a playbook right now, but you never know. We could switch and later on down the season once we're more familiar with the playbook. But right now, we're on the first couple installs, so just trying to figure out what we got to do first before you can learn everything else. So.
Is he the same out on the field as he is in the meeting room, or is it totally different?
No, he's a pretty he's a pretty chill guy. I'm very excited about how much ball he knows. His short time here already, he's already taught me so much about football, about the NFL, about just how certain techniques and situations, strengths, and stuff like that. So just having him in the room is just. With that much football knowledge, that much football IQ, it helps you elevate your game whenever you know what the offense is doing it and why they're doing it, not just what you're doing, but why they want to do certain things. So
he's a former linebacker coach in college, but pros. How much does he spend in the linebacker room because of that?
Yeah, he pops in and out. He goes into every other room. He goes in every room, but he definitely his home is definitely the linebacker. So he always out there on the field. He's always giving VC Wood, Twin, all the guys pointers, corrections, stuff like that. Stuff that he told his guys in the league. Stuff like that. So we're always learning from him, like techniques that he brought back from the Cardinals, from the Vikings, from Walver, from all that. So we're always learning and getting better.
Do you physically feel better than you have in the past?
Oh yeah, Ferg with this new strength staff, it's not been the easiest thing, going through these lifts and these winter drills. But coming out of it, you definitely come out as a different person. You come out more conditioned, stronger than ever. But all that training leads to the field, and that's what we train for. So it was definitely a harder off season, harder lifting, harder running, but we want that. You want that to be on the field, so whenever you're on the field, it's easy. You know what I'm saying?
Was there a target, like weight-wise or conditioning-wise, that you wanted to hit that you set for yourself?
I'm still pretty good on my weight. I'm still around 235, but I really just wanted this offseason. Really just want to work on my conditioning. I want to make sure I never get tired out there. So that's really my goal. I'm just really trying to push myself, and that's why I have Caleb out there. He's always pushing me in the sprints, trying to beat me. So I'm always trying to beat him. So we're always pushing each other, making each other better. And it's going to bring the competition level up.
Did you feel like second half of last season things started to click for you personally, just in terms of understanding where you're supposed to be? And just
For sure, yeah. The more reps you get at it, the better you get. The more comfortable you're out there, the better you play. So all that, just the more, like I said, the more reps, the more comfortability. You're allowed to play faster. Whenever you're not really, you've seen it before. You know how it works. You know how O-line zone. You know what running backs like to do whenever they have a certain picture. All linebacker is just running back on the other side. So really just knowing what the running back sees, because me and him are seeing the same thing, so what he sees and being able to react and think ahead of what he's going to do. So, but the more reps, the better it gets. You get better.
Are there any linebackers working with you right now that you're like, okay, I'm glad they're back. Fowler's back.
Oh yeah,
moving,
I'm glad to see him back.
Caleb inside, or who's some of those linebackers?
Oh yeah, Twin. I'm very excited to see him back. And there's a bunch of guys on there. George. Spence. I'm excited to see Caleb inside. So Spencer. So I'm definitely excited to see Spencer. Just him coming from the outside backer and stuff like that. But our room is deep right now, and I like how our competition. We always push each other in the film. We come in after, get extra film, all that extra stuff. We're always trying to elevate the room. So whenever you have a competitive room like that, you can only get better every day.
There's a lot of change. Does that speed things up or slow them down?
It speeds them up at first, but once you figure it out, like I said, with reps, it slows down with reps. So it's only practice 2 now, but towards practice 15 or so, I'm sure everything's gonna be slower for everyone. Practice 1 and 2, I'm sure everyone, especially the freshmen, everything's flying, bullets are flying. It's not as organized, but it gets better as it goes on, with reps and with experience and stuff like that. So
linebacker's always sort of a leadership role anyway.
Yeah.
Like you're one of the older guys in this roster now. They come up to you and talk to you about, hey, maybe you have to be a little bit more vocal on this team or take more things.
Oh yeah,
on
for
yourself.
sure. The linebacker, you have to run the defense. As a linebacker, you have to make sure the whole defense is on one page. If we're all on the same page, we're on the right page. So being a linebacker, you have to take on that role. Whether if you like it or not, you got to be able to be that vocal captain that everyone looks for whenever they don't know the call or they don't know which direction to go. You got to lead them, and that's Coach Chiefkis and all those guys. They have pushed me to step up my game and my leadership role to make sure I'm leading them every day. So I'm out there. I'm speaking positive to my teammates. I'm out there. You'll see me running first in the sprints. I'm trying to set an example. So always trying to set an example for the younger guys and the guys that are coming after me. So yeah.
Is that a natural thing for you? Or you feel like you had to work at it to get there?
I'd say it's my first couple of years here, like freshman, sophomore year, it wasn't really as natural, because I wasn't really a linebacker, but I definitely grew into the role the longer I've been in here. So I definitely think I'm comfortable as a leader now. I definitely think guys know they can come up to me and talk to me about anything. So even if it's outside football, anything outside of football related, they can come ask me questions. And the more and more I know about this playbook, the more and more positions I know I can help other guys too, like the safeties and the D-line, and not just the backers. So I really take pride in learning the whole defense, not just the backers.
That's good. Are there difference between portal guys and guys that have stayed the whole time? Is there a different culture between them? Or?
Not really. I think our coaches do a good job of recruiting. I think they recruit guys that would fit into the system. You know, I don't think they just go out there and recruit everyone. The guys they've recruited to come here, they're all hard hat workers like the guys that are already here. So if you're here for a reason. I truly believe that. And if coach chose you to, if he recruited you to come here, you're here because you work hard and you're always trying to get better and you're always pushing others to be better.